Beneath the sand of the Giza Plateau, something may exist. Not treasure, not aliens, not ancient prophecy, just space. Missing stone, empty volumes, places where rock should be, some shaped by human hands, others carved slowly by geology. We've searched for them. We've scanned the ground with radar, measured density using particles from space, mapped the bedrock with seismic waves, and after decades of research, we still can't say with certainty what's down there, not because no one looked, but because the tools we have can only show so much. And that's why the question never disappears. Not what lies beneath Giza, but how something could remain hidden inside the most studied monument on Earth. To understand that limit, you have to start with the ground itself. The Giza Plateau is not solid rock. It's limestone, layered, porous, shaped over millions of years. And limestone does something naturally. Water finds the cracks. The cracks widen. Empty spaces form underground. That part isn't mysterious. It's geology. And the ancient Egyptians understood this. They didn't avoid it. They used it. Beneath the Valley of the Kings, tombs cut deep into bedrock. At Saqqara, tunnels link burial chambers underground. At Abydos, structures stretch for hundreds of meters beneath the surface. So when researchers ask whether voids exist beneath Giza, they're not imagining something unprecedented. They're asking a reasonable question. But reasonable doesn't mean confirmed. And that's why the ground beneath Giza is dangerous to interpret, because it can hide something or imitate it perfectly. We know limestone forms cavities. We know Egyptian builders worked underground, but we still don't know whether any of that applies beneath Giza itself. And that uncertainty is where the story really begins. If empty spaces existed beneath Giza, someone was eventually going to try to find them, and they did. Just not in the way most people imagine. No drills, no tunnels, no breaking stone. In 2015, an international team of physicists, engineers, and archaeologists launched a project called Scan Pyramids. Their tool wasn't mechanical. It came from space. Muon tomography. Muons are subatomic particles born high in Earth's atmosphere. When cosmic rays slam into it, they rain down constantly, passing through stone, but slowing slightly when the material is denser. By placing detectors inside the Great Pyramid, scientists could measure those slowdowns and map differences in density deep inside the structure, not by seeing what was there, but by detecting what wasn't. In 2017, the data revealed something unexpected: a large void, roughly 30 meters long, located above the Grand Gallery. They called it the Big Void, not a chamber, not a room, a void, because they could detect its presence, but not its purpose, not its exact shape, not what, if anything, it contains. The team was careful with their language. This wasn't framed as a discovery. It wasn't announced as a hidden chamber. They didn't speculate. They stated only what the data allowed. The space exists. Its function is unknown. No new entrance was found. No tunnel network. No inscriptions. Just missing stone, where solid stone was expected. And that raises a quieter question. If a space can exist here, hidden inside the most studied structure on Earth, for more than 4,000 years, what else could be missing without anyone knowing it was ever there? That's what modern scanning can do. It can suggest, it can indicate, but confirmation is something else entirely. The Great Pyramid isn't the only place where the data refuses to settle. In the 1990s, seismic surveys were conducted around the Great Sphinx. The results showed anomalies beneath the pause and within the surrounding bedrock. Some researchers interpreted them as chambers. Others saw natural fissures. Others said the data was simply inconclusive. Ground-penetrating radar was used next. It detected differences beneath the surface. But radar can't tell intent. It measures resistance, not purpose. A carved chamber and a natural cavity can look identical to a scan. Then, in 1998, further drilling and scanning around the Sphinx was halted. The official explanation was preservation. The risk of damaging the monument outweighed the promise of discovery. Was something hidden, or was the data simply ambiguous? We don't know, and ambiguous doesn't mean nothing. It just means the question is still open. Today, the tools are more advanced than ever. We can see through sand, measure heat where no heat should be, detect tiny changes in density. From hundreds of meters away, patterns appear, shapes form, but none of them speak. A density anomaly is not a chamber. A thermal signal is not a tunnel. And even when AI examines the data, comparing millions of points at once, it still reaches the same boundary. It can tell us that something is different, but not why. It can't say whether stone was moved by human hands or shaped slowly by time, because intent leaves no signal, only absence, only suggestion, only questions. There is only one way to know for certain: excavation. And in archaeology, excavation is a one-way decision. Once the ground is opened, it can never be closed again. Whatever story was preserved in place is gone forever. So the hesitation isn't fear, it's responsibility. Dig now and risk destroying the very thing you're trying to understand. Or wait and accept that some answers may remain just out of reach. Once people hear there's a void inside the Great Pyramid, the same three questions always follow. The first one is the biggest. Is it natural, or was it made on purpose? Limestone can hollow itself out over time. Water finds weaknesses. Stone gives way. But Egyptian builders also carved into rock deliberately. They created spaces no one was meant to enter, voids that served a function, not a spectacle. And here's the problem. Modern scans don't show how a space was made. They only show that it exists. A carved void and a natural cavity appear the same to the data. All science can confirm is this: there is an absence where solid stone should be. Which leads to the second question. If it was intentional, what was it for? Some researchers think the void was structural, a hidden buffer designed to redirect weight and protect the grand gallery below. Others believe it was temporary, a construction passage used once during the build, then sealed and abandoned. And there's a third possibility no one can test, that the space was planned to be something more, but never completed. Each explanation fits part of the evidence. None of them explains everything. And that brings us to the final question. If we know it's there, why don't we just look inside? Because archaeology only gets one attempt. Drilling into the pyramid would permanently alter it. If the void plays a structural role, even a small mistake could destabilize what's above it. And once stone is removed, the original state is gone forever. So the pyramid remains closed, not because an answer is being hidden, but because confirming the answer could destroy it. Until technology finds a way to see without touching, those three questions remain exactly where they are, unanswered, suspended, locked inside the stone. The real mystery isn't what lies beneath Giza. It's how much of the past could still be missing without leaving a trace. We have the tools, we have the interest, we have centuries of accumulated knowledge. And yet, the question remains, not because evidence is hidden, but because evidence is incomplete, not because researchers refuse to look, but because looking has limits. Stone doesn't speak, voids don't explain themselves, so we're left here with the confirmation of at least one void, with data that suggests but does not prove, with questions that remain scientifically valid. Maybe one day technology will let us see clearly every cavity, every fissure, every human-made space without disturbing a single stone. Until then, the question stays open, not answered, not dismissed, just unresolved. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss the next mystery.